Hi there, Garry Turner, founder of Hexo Change here. Hope you are all doing safe and well, wherever you may be watching this from in the world. Just continuing to try and develop my inclusivity by recording a video, both audio and video version of the written blog. This blog being What If Everything Belonged to the Commons. This is my, I believe, my first ever co-authored. Yes, it is. First ever co-authored blog with one of my personal inspirations, Shahana. So let's get to it. If you want to be updated with further live events, some of my thinking, podcasts, other content, I just want to be kept up to date with some, maybe pictures of Winnie the Cockapoo, who knows? But you can subscribe at hexochangenow.com. It'd be great to connect and to meet with you at some point. But in the meantime, let me go through this blog. What if everything belonged to the commons? So this blog is actually the first of what I hope will be many co-blogs. Blog started by myself as Global North Human, with a Global South Human insight and flavour being added in, bringing a blended and inclusive voice to common planetary and societal challenges. So I'm grateful that regenerative writer, speaker and facilitator Shahana, I do not want to butcher Shahana's surname, so I will practice that with her offline, was open to offer me feedback and some additional context and considerations to bring my original messaging and inquiry to life. Please check Shahana's name to hyperlink to their LinkedIn profile, and you will be able to find a video version of this blog for extra accessibility at the foot of this blog, which is what I'm currently doing. So I read this article last weekend, and what I'll do is I'll click through to the article so you can see what I'm referencing. And that article was around bringing down the green premium by Chairman and CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink. So that's the context from which I'm sharing this blog on what if everything belonged to the commons. So let me just get that fired back up again. Try to get all interactive here. So that article is the one that I read a couple of weekends ago, which shows once again that BlackRock seeming to be part of the world saving activity. This is curious for me as my pension, let me try and make this bigger, as my pension and retirement is majorly sitting with BlackRock at this time. I need to get around to looking at other investments, but like many, I am privileged and lazy when it comes to non-life threatening topics. However, just because my life is not being threatened does not mean that other equally valuable human lives are not being threatened. So I'm trying to stay mindful of that. That mobile phone isn't just a mobile phone. That new top isn't just a top. There are global supply chains, chemicals, rare earth metals, and more wrapping these products. And also exploited vulnerable human lives, often children. They are cheap labor. They are displaced beings. They are the unseen millions propping up a $1 trillion global economy that they'll never know about or experience. Some critical reflections. In advance of hosting the recent 2-day human development space, you can find out more about that on the hexochangenow.com. You'll find another blog around that. One of my inspirational peers, Shahana, offered some reflective questions to consider as we gathered together, including: could you hold space and awareness for the unheard, unseen, unacknowledged voices? Those who cannot enjoy that experience, but can be held in awareness so that we can collectively create a world that works for all. Can we reimagine our societies and policies and reframe our questions to ask, how can we be of service to the most vulnerable, to the most delegitimized? Can we collectively co-create narratives that offers us values and beliefs that are life affirming, that allow all life to thrive and flourish, whether or not the GDP grows, to paraphrase Kate Raworth? Without any prompt from me, it was fascinating to note that colonization in education and the mind came up 3 or 4 times over those 2 days, referencing again the human development space. However, I did not explicitly speak to the above questions into the space. I lacked that confidence, honestly, this time. But having experienced the transformational power of fully emergent co-created space, I'm driven to do so next time. And I assure Shahana and all of you that those questions will be front and center when we come together across the 20th and 21st of July 2022, again at the beautiful Hefflington House for the next excuse me, human development space. When I read this article from the CEO of BlackRock, I did not see or feel anything to reimagining society, nor holding space for the unacknowledged, something that I'm learning to keep front of mind more often. To that end, I'm no expert on any of this. What if every currently scarce material, whether that be oil, chemicals, food, pharma, etc., was put under the commons and at the same time an unconditional basic income introduced? What if artificial scarcity was removed and we could truly step into abundance? Suddenly we no longer have mega large corporations dominating the financial markets. Suddenly every human has a guaranteed way to not only survive but live, doing work that is based more on choice than necessity. And that is the way it should be. These are weighty topics, yet at the same time they are necessary topics for us all to explore. How have we ended up creating a world that no one really wants? Working in the extractive chemicals industry, as I do, the mantra is grow, 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 make more money, buy more companies, expand at all costs. It's relentless, unconscious, and myopic. It is the way that BlackRock and others make their money and maintain their position as top 3 shareholder in the majority of every company that manufactures anything that keeps society moving. And by the way, I've done some research on this, and it's BlackRock, State Street Partners, and Vanguard Group. They seem to be the 3 investors that have the majority shares in a lot of things like metals companies, technology, consumer goods, etc. So go and check it out for yourself. Sustainability is often a tick box. It's a let's do this so we can protect what we have. It is not at all about answering these 3 important and powerful provocations that Shahana shared previously. And the dream is to move beyond sustainability. The dream is to be thrivable. What are the conditions that will support us, all of us, to dive deeply at a felt level into the questions that Shahana shares? And is a commons approach important? I don't know for sure. This is just me exploring with you. I believe we co-created one such space across the 7th and 8th of September 2021 and plan to do the same again across the 20th and 21st of July 2022, but we must do more, much more between now and then. How do we create the conditions to allow for emergent, challenging, brave debate and reimagining while still taking steps forward, on average, even if the odd step is backwards? Threads of the future exist in the present. We just have to tap into those and weave them together. A reliance on the financial markets feels like a misguided reliance. How do we, every single one of us, become individually and collectively more conscious, more awake, more alive, more connected to ourselves, others, and systems? Shahana can help you. I can help you. I still require help every day. We have a global network of peers that can help you. Should you have any interest in learning more about UBI, I was grateful to host leading UBI, again, unconditional basic income advocate Scott Santons, over 2 years ago on the Value Through Vulnerability podcast, episode number 17. That is, should that be of any interest to you. His messaging is still piercing my ears today in September 2021. Please do check out my website at hexochangenow.com for more about me, and do check out Shahana's LinkedIn profile for more about Shahana. Thanks for joining us. I hope that you find some value, some provocations, some new questions for yourself to explore. And until next time, do check out hexochangenow.com. Do subscribe. Let's keep in contact. I'd love to meet you should you be open to a 20-minute meet and greet sometime. Take care and have a great morning, afternoon,